Hi, this is to give you an introduction about what I'm going to teach in investments class for undergraduate business students as well as many international exchange students. So the class composition, I aim to have it like a half of you as international exchange students and half of, as a Korean students. So much so that I'm going to randomly mix you guys so that each team, you guys will have half Koreans and half non-Koreans, and then each time you'll have to talk a lot in English and then communicate with each other about the finance concepts and apply it to the real world situation and then analyze the stocks of semiconductor companies. And why semiconductor companies? What is that about? I'm going to talk about it a little later, but definitely I think you're going to enjoy this class very much. And then it will give you a great understanding about the uh, industrial basics of Korea, okay, South Korea, from the perspective of finance and stock market. Now, let me share the screen to take you to the syllabus of this course. So the course title is Investments, and then the code is BUS 2007. And Tuesday, Thursday afternoon, okay, it will be there. And I'm going to talk about the concurrently taught class, and I'm going to talk about why you should take these two classes of mine together, back to back, essentially, and that there's an additional benefit of doing it. Anyway, but the thing is, in investments class, midterm exam 25%, final exam 35%, and those exams are paper-based exams. 80% multiple choice questions, which is like 20 MCQs will be there. And then 20% short answer questions, 단답식, 20%. So those will be the midterm and final exam. And then that exam setting, I allow you to bring semi-open book, four pieces of A4 sized cheat sheet will be allowed, okay? And then there will be a project valuing a semiconductor company. That's going to be 20% of your grade. My name is Andy Kim, by the way, Dr. Finance, as you see in the channel. Like and subscribe, okay, before you forget. That's great. So you can contact me anytime using the information here. And then you can come to my Google Sites or YouTube channel, whichever you want. And the prerequisite of it is financial management, statistics, math basics, right? How much should it be? Well, in financial management, I want you to have an understanding about time value of money, okay? 1 year later versus now, $100 now versus $100 1 year from now. I want you to know the difference in terms of present value, okay? I don't want to teach you the basic of how to do the present value calculation, NPV, IRR, all that kind of things, right? You should have mastered the concepts yourselves before you can come here, okay? Otherwise, it's going to be too much redundant. If you don't understand, don't know about the time value of money, present value, NPV, IRR, YouTube channel is there. Google search it or ChatGPT it and then learn yourself, okay? By the time you come to my class, you should master everything like that, okay, beforehand. Anyway, once you have mastered this one, what about statistics, average, standard deviation, correlation? I want you to have some basic understanding of it, okay? Math basics, right? The high school level math in Korean, non-engineering math, right? Basic differentiation. I want you to have some basic understanding of it, limits and kind of things, right? If you have those things, you're okay to go. Okay. Through this course, you will learn about investments and valuation basics, how to estimate the value of a company like Samsung Electronics, SK Hynix, and then K-pop companies, and learn about investor psychology. So that's the next objective. Third objective is to do stock recommendations for any semiconductor manufacturing companies. And then the fourth, I want you to you be able to make many international and Korean friends through teamwork and presentations, right? And I want you to have to speak a lot in English, right? In initial stage, you will feel, kind of not knowing what to do. You may feel like there's a long way to go, but don't worry, you are not alone. You are not alone. Everybody will feel, oh, it's so awkward because we are not trained to speak up, especially in finance setting. But that's the, precisely, the target that I'm going to break so that I will encourage you and force you to speak up. Okay. Wait for that. Okay. You're going to enjoy that, by the way. And I want you to do a little bit of financial modeling using Excel. So at least when you graduate SKKU, don't you think you have to know how to do Excel spreadsheet work to value a company? Okay, some basic stuff. And course description, scope over here. Let's go. Target audience, undergraduates, right? All majors and exchange students and business students, right? And then if you're interested in financial industry, definitely you should take this course. Now, class format, this is offline lecture, okay? I manage YouTube channel, okay? I know the power of online teaching. But I'm a deep skeptic of seriously online teaching, by the way. Why? I realize it. Okay. You watch YouTube videos and then those instructors teach you and speak up a lot of great concepts. When you listen to those things, it seems like you understand everything. But when it comes to speaking, nobody can speak that by listening to the YouTube content. Okay. Um, it's about your own speaking. Okay. Your own experience that really drives you to learn and make sure you have that concept in you. Okay. This is getting more serious. I take it more serious as well with the age of the ChatGPT and the Grok and whatever, right? Perplexity, all this kind of LLMs, right? Makes you lazy, especially your brain will get lazy. And the online teaching is helpless in that sense, okay? We cannot check you. So that I just drop that online kind of things and I strongly enforce offline teaching myself, okay? I'm gonna pick you up and then, give you the chance to speak up. I randomly select you every day, every class, so that you will have to say something. Okay. At least one word. Okay. Mumbling, it's okay. 손짓발짓, you have to do it. Okay. That is the only way you can improve your English. You can improve your understanding of these financial concepts and making friends. Okay, it's all about making sure that you learn and making sure that you are making good friends, okay, among each other. So class hours, Tuesday, Thursday, 3 p.m. to virtually 6 p.m. or something like that. Classroom will be determined soon. Textbook, there's not really what is that? The fourth textbook. I will share some notes on a piecemeal basis as we go down the road. A PPT file will be there. Reference books are there. Damodaran's investment valuation book. Third edition is here. The fourth edition may be available soon. This is the what is it? Bible. Okay, this is a Bible evaluation for the guys in the financial industry. So much to learn. Okay, so much to learn. And he has free YouTube lecture series based on this book. Okay, so you can just frequently go there and then preview yourself and get ready for this class. Okay. Andrew Ang's asset management book. This is really some advanced book. The guys who want to learn more about quantitative trading and portfolio management and that kind of things, right? You want to become a fund manager, this is the must, okay? You have to master. And then this is written by one of the best professors in finance all around the world, okay? Andrew Ang used to teach in Columbia University, and he later worked at BlackRock, the greatest asset manager company in the whole world. The author explains all the concepts and ideas with extreme clarity. So it really, really helps you and it's worth investing. Now, the third book is Lassie Peterson's Efficiently Inefficient book. And then the 번역본, like a translation version in Korean, is also available if you go to the link over there. And another reference book I strongly suggest is Chris Miller's Chip War. Okay, Chris Miller's Chip War, the fight for the world's most critical technology. Why do you need this book? Well, you're going to have a valuation project for semiconductor industry company. Okay, this will give you a very good understanding about semiconductor industry, which is the breadwinner industry of Korea. And then it will enable you to understand how Korea became what it is right now, okay, over the past 30 years. It's not really about the first stage of the miracle of Han River, 1960s to 80s, right? Not that much, but afterwards, 1990s all the way down to 2010s, right? Samsung Electronics was the biggest player, has been the biggest player in this country. This is the Republic of Samsung. This is the Republic of Semiconductor. So I strongly encourage you to read this Chip War by Chris Miller. How about other books about semiconductor? Yeah, okay, but not as objective as this one. Okay, usually semiconductor related books in Korea, written by Korean authors, it's more like, oh, we are super great, Koreans are super great, and all the things that Koreans are doing is great, great, great. That's not a fair understanding of the situation. So to have some fair understanding about where we are and then how the country is doing in terms of economics and then industry-wise, as semiconductor, what's the future, plus what's going on in the geopolitics surrounding the competition between US and China for the hegemony. This book, the Chris Miller's Chip War, will be the best one. Okay. And then for Korean students, right? I strongly encourage you to study this book, 엑셀 활용한 투자 관리. This is about using Excel to do financial valuation. Okay, stock analysis, portfolio analysis, bond analysis, time value, all these kind of things are here. Excel. Well, this is the age of Python, but why do we need Excel? You still need Excel anyway, okay? Python generates good tables and then things like that, but Excel gives you a way to work out with your fingers about what should go into what cell and get that kind of understanding, okay? Python coding, I don't, use it in this class, okay, in this course, but in the companion course, right? AI-based investor psychology, I'm going to use that thing very much, okay? And then another book that I encourage you is my own book, 부자관산 기술, in 2021. That's it, only in Korean. And then course assessment, midterm exam, final exam, I told you. And then the project of stock recommendation for any semiconductor manufacturing company, maybe TSMC, maybe Samsung, maybe SK, Hynix, whatever. Okay, ASML. Intel, Nvidia, and that kind of things, right? AMD, whatever companies in semiconductor industries, if you want to do it, this is the one, 20% of your grade. And then attendance, 10%, participation, 10%, that's it. Grading distribution, this is absolute grading. It's not curved, which means don't kill yourself. Don't try to kill your classmates, right? This is English-based one, and I strongly encourage your teamwork and then the more friendly and collegial environment. I'm trying to encourage you so that all of you, okay? I don't want to, punish you too much, right? Just work hard and then you will be graded okay. That's good, right? That doesn't mean that everybody will get A plus or something, but don't get freaked out, okay? That's what I'm trying to say. Unless you show your middle finger, I don't give you an F. Don't worry. Okay, just be here together with me. That's it. And then midterm final exam, I told you about it. Calculator policy, Texas Instrument, BA2 plus, this financial calculator. You will need it anyway to get to the CFA exam level 1 to 3. Okay, familiarize yourself with that calculator. Bro, what's the special training session about? Let me get back to this one a little later. Attendance 10%, participation 10%. The participation is very unique in my class. Take it seriously, okay? My way of encouraging you to participate in every single class is to give you my post-it, okay? Post-it, you know this, yeah, post-it, 3M post-it kind of things. I give you each time you speak up in class, okay? Why? To recognize how many times you participated in class, comments and the questions and that kind of things, right? So the more you participate, the more number of this thing you will accumulate, right? Throughout the course. So I will have a spectrum of students, okay? A distribution of students with the maximum to minimum participation so that I can give you 10, 10 points all the way down to 0 points, right? If you shut your mouth up and never take the courage to raise your hand, okay, you will get 0 point, okay? But as long as you are risk-taking enough and say something and courageous enough, then you will get something, points up, right? So with the post-it, what do? Each time you get in your in the class, write down your name and then the class title, right? Investments. And then by the end of the class, give it back to me so that I will accumulate and then check your attendance like that each class, right? That's my way of encouraging your class participation. It has been, I think, very successful to, for my purpose, so that you can open your mouth up and then come to the podium and talk about your idea. And then in English, right? And then make friends as well. Why? Because sometimes I give the post-its, okay, this kind of post-its to the teammates, okay? The thing is, I give you some computation question, and then I want you to solve those questions among your teammates, right? And then one of the teammates come up to the podium and then give me the answer or tell us the answer, and then all the team members will get posted together. Okay, so this is more like a Korean culture compliant policies, I guess. Instead of individuals getting the points up, I let you help you I let you contribute to the team by speaking up more, okay? But the thing is, I encourage you to speak up more frequently among your teammates and then bring more, be more collegial among yourselves, friendly together, have fun together, okay? So that's how it works. It turns out it is very successful, and then what is that? Bringing up the class atmosphere very much. Energy level, very much. By the way, the class schedule, what is it like? Introduction, the first week, checking your basic understanding of finance. I will do it. And then 5 minute investment banker. I will let you have some experience of TOS bank IPO valuation in the first week. A second week, we're gonna go through review of portfolio theory, efficient portfolio, and asset allocation kind of ideas. And then, if things permit, we're gonna go to Bloomberg office and then get a 1 hour training session over there. More detailed description will follow soon, so wait for that. Number 3, expected utility theory and risk aversion will be discussed in week 3. And then risk return trade-off, those concepts and CAPM, we will review this thing. And there will be a holiday, okay? The second semester is full of holidays. And then the 5th week, risk return trade-off, we're going to move on to something called arbitrage pricing theory. multi-factor models and Fama-French models and things like that. These are alternative models of CAPM, but how do we interpret this thing and how are we gonna use it? Wait for that. And then we will have one whole week of holidays. Okay, so the red colored one means like no class. Okay, why did I write something? This is a typo. I have to delete it. Week 7, we're gonna study a little bit about investor psychology. One part is called over extrapolation, another part is about overconfidence, and then midterm exam will be given on week 8. Week 9, it will be investor psychology. We're going to study about prospect theory and loss aversion concept. And then week 10, we're going to cover something called dividend discount model, DDM, using this book. And week 11, there will be free cash flow valuation, free cash flow to equity method, and then free cash flow to firm method discussed in weeks 12. And then if time permits, we're going to move on to how to value private companies, right? Until here, the valuation will be more about publicly traded companies. What do you mean by publicly traded versus private company? You will see the distinction. Publicly traded, Samsung Electronics kind of things. You can easily buy and sell the stocks in the open market, KRX. Private companies are the ones like your mom and pop stores, right? Those stocks are not traded in the open market. And then how do we estimate the value of these mom and pop stores kind of things, okay? It's going to be important if you are, going to do your own venture, or if you're interested in venture capital or private equity kind of businesses, right? Versus public company valuation is just bread and butter. Everybody has to be able to do it. There's just one step or a couple of steps that we have to add, to consider more when we do this private company valuation. Well, that's if time permits. And also, if time permits, we're going to cover something about bond valuation, duration and convexity kind of concepts. We're going to cover it. And then week 15, we're going to do project value presentation. There, I want you to do stock recommendation of of semiconductor company. And then week 16, we will have final exam. That's it. And here you will see peer evaluation format about your teammates for the final project, okay? And there you evaluate yourself first, myself as a benchmark. Out of 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, what's your score, do you think? And then based on that, your teammates, how much did they contribute compared to you, okay? And then I will collect all these things and then take the average of other people's contribution about you and then multiply that percentage score to the team project. This is, to prevent free rider problem. Anyway, in the the second week, Bloomberg session, what is that about? Well, here, Bloomberg session, 1 hour session will be given by the Bloomberg office in Korea. So fill up the Google survey over here and give me your personal information about your names and then things like that. Bloomberg Korea graciously offers a 1 hour special training for you to be able to operate their terminals at the office in Mirae Asset Center 1 building in Ulchiro in the CBD, Central Business District of Seoul. This is a great opportunity for several reasons. Number one, being able to operate the Bloomberg terminal works as a solid signal in your job application for global banking or securities houses, 증권사, or funds and things like that. SKKU has a Bloomberg terminal one Bloomberg terminal, by the way, in the central library, and you may use it for your final project if you wish. And then the second reason I say is a session will be held together with my graduate or either PhD or master's students of business administration. And then depending on the situation, we might be able to have meetings with SKKU alumni working in the financial industry at the building. Okay. Go ahead and check out the tenants of Mid Asset Center 1 building. Of course, Mid Asset Securities House, the biggest investment bank in Korea, is headquartered over here. Okay. A big exposure is there. Many people working there. Also, a lot of great companies like KKR or Blackstone or like private equity companies, right? You will see them or in the list of tenants, right? And then there you can, there are some companies SKKU graduates are working. So, look for those opportunities so that I can connect you guys to great alumni working there. If we are lucky, we may be able to hold some alumni or SKKU gathering together with our international students. For example, here I show you some sample pictures of what happened last semester or the year ago. Okay, so here one of my former students working in a hedge fund came down to meet you guys at the cafe in the building, and then gave his insights about the job experience in the hedge fund and quantitative trading industries. And then Mira said guys came together as managing director. Those guys came and then met you guys, met my students, and then shared some of their experiences. And then one of our senior alumni, okay, working in a B&H tax accounting company, graciously held us so that our students went into his office and then asked some important questions about careers, and he gave some important answers about advices about what to do for your job, especially in finance and accounting industry. And then in the last class, we were very fortunate last semester. We were very fortunate because our senior alumni working at the Mira Asset graciously bought dinner for you guys, for my students, in a nearby Chinese restaurant, 짜장면집, and then had some Q&As and then personalized talks like this, and then shared their insights and experience like this. So this can be a very fruitful experience. I strongly suggest my students to take this class so that you will join the Bloomberg session and then meet our alumni together over there. No guarantee, okay? I have to be lowering down your expectation, but I will try so that we will be able to meet some of our great alumni working there. Previously, we had a networking dinner after the sessions, thanks to our senior alumni and then things like that. So it's, hopefully it's going to be a great, fruitful experience for you. And this is precisely why I strongly encourage you to take this course together with my other companion course, which is Investor Psychology with AI, BIZ 2031. These two courses are back to back with each other in the same classroom. 3 p.m. to 6 p.m. on Tuesday and Thursday. You will be wholly together with me. Okay. The only problem is Andy risk. If you hate me, you're gonna hate this class for the whole semester. But I try to make it more fun. Okay. So stay with me. And then Tuesday and Thursday, 3 hours each. Okay. And then you will learn a lot, and then we're gonna have a lot of fun together. Okay. Mm. Why does it, I said this is precisely why, but why? Why is it related to the Bloomberg session? Because we plan to have a Bloomberg terminal education session at Media Asset Center 1 building in the second week of the semester. English, by the way, lecture, open for everybody, including exchange students. And then if you think about the logistics from SKKU campus to Ulchiro, it's going to take more than 30 minutes to get there. Okay. And then coming back also more than 30 minutes. So it's much better to secure 3 hours block for yourselves so that you will be able to go there and have 1 hour session and then do whatever you want. Hopefully, 1 hour session, and then the other 2 hours, you can have some alumni meeting, okay, or vice versa. And if we are lucky, dinner session as well. Okay. So 3 hours, just take the whole block of it on Tuesday and Thursday, and you're gonna enjoy these things, right? Together with me. Okay. So that's the reason why. Okay, need enough of time buffer. So that's about it. What else did I say? That I think that's pretty much it about the introduction of my investments class. So I hope you enjoy it, and then hope to see you soon in the fall semester. Thank you.